Hello and welcome everybody back to the channel again. This is Thomas I Am Lucky, bringing you more Patriots franchise. Last time we played the Ravens in a game that we probably shouldn't have won, but as I promised in the end of that video, we're going to offer Tyquan Thornton a new deal off of that performance. I think a 5-year deal, up the money maybe a little bit. I'm happy to sign and continue to play for this great organization. I look forward to continued great play from you, sir. But we have two storylines. Let's see what they have for us. We'd like to get your take on how successful your play calling has been this season. Let's focus on offense. Which stat are we talking about? I'm going to talk about rushing yards. How many first downs do you average per game? I don't fucking know. Higher than 10. That's right. Xers will perfect. They're so happy that I know my analytics. Oh, our players go up in morale. Are we finally not going to be at a negative morale? That'd be kind of nice. But we have another press conference. This would be cool if this was like a breakout player, but I doubt it. Coach, the fans are curious about the upcoming trade deadline. Do you have any plans to upgrade the roster? I'm hoping that this doesn't fuck me. I don't think we need to upgrade at all. We're 6-0. I'm glad the players aren't pissed about that, because that would have really annoyed me if I just see the players aren't happy that you aren't willing to bring in another difference maker. Like, brother. So our offensive line stuff is almost completely maxed out, which is fantastic. Pretty soon we'll get to start worrying about our coordinators and our player personnel stuff. Defend the short pass against Anthony Richardson. I think I'm okay with that idea. I'm okay with starters for what's it called? Throw against medium pass. Okay with I think full pads and backups for everything on offense would probably be smart. All right, going into the team profile, normal stuff. Let's go ahead and knock out our skill players. All right, injury report time. Jalen Polk, who's not going to be in for this game, makes us a little thin at wide receiver. Not exactly excited about that, but at the same time, with us signing Tyquan Thornton, I don't exactly know what Mr. I don't exactly know what Polk's role on this team could be. Is he just a wide receiver we develop and ship off? Is he a guy that he's just going to ride his time here and be whatever? If I'm being completely honest, I'm currently under the idea that I might trade Jalen Polk at this trade deadline. Mario Douglas won the spot. He's played pretty exceptional. I wasn't really planning on signing Tyquan Thornton, but I mean, he showed extraordinary value at the end of last game. And that's just simply something I can't ignore. I think our team is pretty set in stone for what we're going to be used to seeing, at least for a little while. All of our guys are good. Let's go ahead and check out the injury report for the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, we are missing Jalen Polk. They're missing Julian Blackman and Kwity Paye. Those are some pretty decent losses on defense. I mean, I don't know what we cleared this team in overall on everywhere except for offense. But I mean, looking like missing 280 overalls isn't exactly something I'd be excited about. Top end of the roster: Quentin Nelson, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, Justin Simmons, and Braden Smith. I guess DeForest Buckner in here too in terms of their upper echelon players. I got Kenny Moore, Grover Stewart, Bernard Raymond, Zaire Franklin, Leatu Latu, Anthony Richardson, Josh Downs. I mean, it's a solid team. I mean, up front is obviously their big strength. Lost Ryan Kelly to the Cardinals, i.e. CM Freeze. Should be a pretty good game. Got a rain game at home, with them getting the ball first. Seems like the rain's also coming down a little bit. This isn't like a little drizzle. This is definitely a solid amount of rain. Maybe expect a fumble or two in this game. Maybe some drops. It's been a while since I played. I'm gonna be real. I mean, as you can tell, I mean, me and CM Freeze haven't been recording this all in one day like we did the first time. Is they take advantage of the rain, score first very quickly. 13 seconds. Michael Pittman, massive touchdown. Wow. But yeah, we are recording still in a quick fashion, which does kind of suck for audience involvement, I will say. But I mean, the way I kind of look at it is, in order for us to actually be able to get this content out consistently, like if every day we record, or if every day we record at least 2 games or something like that, like we can then all stay ahead on editing and make sure that this comes out consistently instead of one day I'm busy or one day he's busy. So, not a bad gig. Historically, I know players on these two teams don't like each other. If you ever have watched Julian Edelman's podcast, especially the one where he had Gronk as a guest, I think he's had him as a guest multiple times. But Patriots do not like the Colts. So it'd be pretty nice for the lineage, if you will, to come in here with the win. Antonio Gibson has started off demonstrating how much he would like that win. And if I wouldn't have minded getting Javon Baker there. Not Javon Baker, Demario Douglas. But I didn't leave my eyes back there long enough to really see that dream come through. Gonna cut back up the middle, get our first down. Boogie Basham getting the tackle. Oh, we got a running lane. I think that was Zaire Franklin that caught us from behind. It would have been nice to be able to turn the corner there. That is one of the things that will be nice once the Antonio Gibson era is gone, but while we're living in it, Javon Baker touchdown, gets 6 for number 6. Can't believe that's the first time I've made that joke, considering how many touchdowns he usually acquires. But on my comments regarding Antonio Gibson, I haven't made it a secret that I do want there to be parts of my team where I am preparing for the future. So that is, it's always going to be something I'm looking at, is the long-term future. I mean, hell, I have some offensive linemen that are set up for whenever some of our current guys are gone, or if we trade them to free up whatever. The name of this game for me is building depth, and that's pass interference. We just can't have that. That's a massive mistake on third down. I'm not in love with that, but I don't know. What can you do? Don't really know what I want out of this game in particular. As Levi Onwuzurike looked like he might have been on the outside there. He gets a sack. I'm okay with it. Maybe they did a twist look. I'm not picky about this. Big hit by Jelani Tavai doesn't get the player down. I don't know who caught that ball, but we're able to hold him the fourth down. They're probably going to go up 10-7 to end the first quarter. Or they're not even going to kick it. What the hell? Thought they would have kicked it to end off the first. But I guess they wanted to eat up, I think, 3 seconds of clock. Would have been kind of funny if they missed it. Almost did. Ricochets into the uprights. Bengals are beating the Browns 21-0. That's... I didn't expect the Browns to be a bad team. In real life, I'm kind of happy they are, because obviously there's that whole situation with their quarterback. But massive from Antonio Gibson there. But I'm a big fan of Baker Mayfield. Like, I'm not going to say he's my favorite player, but he's probably in my top 10 of guys that I just like, because like he's a guy that plays with a lot, and I think he does fairly well, and I think he got screwed over in Cleveland when he played through that injury. So I mean, the Browns wanted Deshaun Watson to be what Baker Mayfield was for them, and that's kind of why I'm happy that they've had a lack of success without Baker. But I don't know. It's a rainy day in Foxborough, and I have been putting a lot of emphasis on getting the ball to the running backs. So I'm probably going to continue subscribing to that idea. I mean, there was that game a couple years ago where Mac Jones like only had what, like 3 passing attempts, and they ran the ball like 38 times. I'm totally fine to have one of those games. I'm gonna run this. I might throw this out to Antonio Gibson. We are going to. This is going to be a touchdown out at the 1. Coach wants us to run the same play again. This time I'm looking to run it. I've got open field right here. There we go. Touchdown, Antonio Gibson. I think Adonai Mitchell. Massive touchdown. I hate how this team is so susceptible to those kinds of plays. I know I dropped Marte Mapu like down to cover the flat, but I don't. I just hate how this team gets killed over the top so much. Like, I don't know. I don't think it should happen as much as it does. Looking at Tyquan Thornton out of the cut here. He gets his second catch of the day. Don't really know why I'm passing all of a sudden. I don't mind the screen on 2nd and long, though. I think this could be a good opportunity. I was right. Antonio Gibson just... such a massive player in this offense. 37 yards through the air. I know he's over like 70 on the ground so far. I'm not running that same play again. Well, they're wanting us to pass because we're in the 2-minute drill. Gonna get this out to Hunter Henry. He's gonna be down at the 7, hopefully inbounds. I would prefer this clock not to be stopped. It is continuing to roll. And we're gonna hand this off to Antonio Gibson here on 1st down, and we're not gonna get anything. David Andrews, the center, hurt on 1st down. This is why we addressed depth in the in the way that we did in the offseason and even in season when we traded for our backup right guard with future starting left or right tackle. It's something we needed to have as a point of emphasis. Hunter Henry touchdown with 48 seconds left in the half. We got a team trying to make a drive here. Jelani Tavai and Julius Peppers. Shout out Julius Peppers. But Jabril Peppers and Jelani Tavai combining for that tackle. Love for them to waste a few more timeouts. We're going to whiff on Adonai Mitchell, but Jabril Peppers yet again going to come in to clean it up. As long as we're not getting beat over the top, I'm okay. I think I'm okay with allowing a field goal here. Christian Gonzalez tackles him out of bounds after a gain of 6. I don't want a safety coming underneath. I think that's how we can easily get burned over the top. Gonna give up a little bit of yards to Michael Pittman. They're definitely getting close to field goal range as they're right on the other side of the logo. This would be a big time for a stop. They're just playing the sideline. I don't know why, but when I think number 10 in the Colts, I think Dante Moncrief. Anthony Richardson leading a solid 2-minute drill. But you would never guess it's raining in this game. I mean, both quarterbacks have had pretty solid success as Uche and Judon closing in on Richardson. Disrupt the pass. They're going to opt for the field goal with no timeouts left. And unless if they shank this right down the middle, your score is probably going to be 21-20 going into half. Assuming I don't get a kickoff return. I'm planning on just kneeing it out. Got a shootout in this Rain Bowl. David Andrews back in the game. We're just going to let the clock run out. 21-20 is your half. In terms of us on offense, I'm fine with continuing throwing it medium. In terms of them, I want to defend medium pass. We are getting killed in the air. We need to do something to slow them down. They've got 2 super long touchdowns and 2 field goals. I think, obviously, if we can clean up the mistakes on defense, we're not allowing massive touchdowns like that. And maybe the score's a little tighter, but we definitely... we need to get to the point where the Colts are not in this game. And doing something like that, but Antonio Gibson. Oh, just bench presses him off of him. We're going to try operating out of the hurry up and getting this out to Mario Douglas. He's got plenty of open field ahead of him. We're going to get it up to the opposite 48. Great catch and run. And we're just going to start giving it back to Mr. Antonio Gibson. Great block by Michael Onwenu. We cut back to the middle of the field and we get another first down. Antonio Gibson over 100 yards on the day. Love to see him get a 200-yard day one of these games. It could even be this one, but I don't exactly know how likely that is. Obviously, with him with his superstar abilities and whatnot, it is more possible than ever. We're forced to roll out of the pocket, unable to connect to Hunter Henry. Don't know who the pressure was brought on by, but the screen worked earlier. I'm not so crazy about it being on this side, especially with DeForest Buckner in pursuit, but we're able to juke back inside, and we're able to get even more yards with Antonio Gibson. Like this route for Javon Baker, if we can connect with it. And it just depends on how the defense looks. We're going to take Mario Douglas underneath for a gain of 8. Really happy with how we're controlling the clock here. We're just kind of melting time away. Honestly, don't mind this. You hold A to keep the ball. I didn't want to keep it there. I tapped A last second because I got nervous. I don't know. I choked. I was just like, ah. That's quite literally what happened. My brain went like, ah. I was like, that ain't good. Antonio Gibson touchdown, his second of the day. I'm not going to say too much, but this would be a pretty nice time to get a stop. Coming out of half. Tackle him in bounds. We're not able to. They're picking on Caleb Farley a lot. That's all I'm noticing. We're operating out of 5 wide again. Man, if that was a little lower, Farley might have been able to pick that off. We got 2nd and 10. Got a lot of field to cover here with Juwan Bentley. I'm not exactly excited for that Juwan Bentley pick 6. Oh, maybe not pick 6. I might have called my shot a little early, but that's a nice, easy user right there. I was able to delay my movement just enough to get that exactly where we wanted to. That's a big stop from our defense that we needed. Oh, my Lord. 1st and goal from the 6. Antonio Gibson met by Leatu Latu and DeForest Buckner. We definitely don't want to waste this field position. That is certainly true, but Antonio Gibson doesn't care. He gets his 3rd touchdown of the day. We love to have you back, buddy. What? All right. Well, Braxton Jones is out with a foot fracture. He's going to be out for a sizable amount of time. This is a moment where Zach Zinter is going to come in and play left tackle. That's not exactly what I like to see, but Zinter's my guy to play backup. If not, I can make it Walker Little, depending on how bad the playing is. Now, that tackle right there just made me think of something. This is a rain game, and I think that might be Jonathan Taylor's first rushing play. If not, maybe 2nd. But I don't know why the Colts aren't using Jonathan Taylor. I mean, they had the ball first. They had the opportunity to kind of just set up the tone of how this game was going to go, and that's totally not a late hit, but Jelani Tavai is just so cool he can get away with stuff like that. Yeah, where's Jonathan Taylor been this whole game? Like, you have... Oh, my fuck, that... I fell for that. Oh, my God. We've just allowed 3 massive touchdowns. That's really all this game has been. I mean, I feel like... I don't know. I don't feel like this game has been, like... I don't know, exceptional. I just... Like, would this be considered a shootout? I don't know. I don't feel like... I don't feel like they've done anything to, like, really make me think otherwise. What is his thing? Don't allow yards? I would have preferred Michael Onwenu block Justin Simmons there, but I can understand why you didn't. Well, Zach Zinter is a power guy, so he's going to be good at run blocking, as you saw right there. He was blocking nothing. Got a 3rd and 4. I'll run another screen. Screens have been very effective for us in this game, especially with a player like Antonio Gibson. I mean, I'm just going to say it now. Player of the game is... I don't get why we haven't been able to run anything on 4th down this year. Like, I feel like we're getting stopped on plays we would not have gotten stopped on in other years. Or last... I don't know. I don't think that's the wrong decision. I'm going for it on 4th and inches every time. Like, that's just fact. So, I don't know. That's honestly really annoying. If I let up on Richardson. I thought he was going to throw it. This game has suddenly gone into a realm that I am not happy with. Josh Uche not able to get there in time. He was applying the pressure, just got to be able to get there. Simple as that. Got another 5-wide look. This would be a massive time for a sack from one of our boys. And we're just going to allow another touchdown. Anthony Richardson. On the other half of this, on the other half of this game, has played exceptional. Outside of this, Marte Mapu picks off the 2-point conversion. We just need to get a first down, and we win. We had a great return, almost up to the 40-yard line. Those blocks lined up perfectly. If I could have, shot up there. I'm not excited to run into Forrest Buckner. I hope, that's understandable. Cole Strange doesn't kick out that... I'd love for that defensive end to be cut out of the play, but we're going to pass. We're going to have Javon Baker. Just want to get this clock running. And we are going to get out of this game with a close win. I can't say we dominated here, because I honestly don't really think we did. But I mean, we definitely played well. They just also played well. Hunter Henry catch. I'm just trying to keep it in bounds. If I can score before the quarter ends, then so be it. But I'm just interested in one more score. Pressure up the middle. Number 33. Don't know who that is. Oh, is Antonio Gibson going to get touchdown number 4? Not quite. He's close. If he's on the field, I'll try to give it to him, but don't know how likely that exactly is going to be. He gets his 4th touchdown of the day. Forced, definitely, but, you know, I just appreciate my guy. Yeah, I'm going to be real. There's definitely no secret. This defense is definitely still got some issues. I mean, our pass rush is definitely way better as Matthew Judon almost gets the sack. Our pass rush is better, but something's not clicking with us in coverage. Looking at the stats. Drake May, 2 TDs, no INTs. We went 16 for 19. Definitely didn't pass a lot. Antonio Gibson, 30 rushes for 177 yards and 4 touchdowns. Absolutely love that. Over the air, also had an additional 57 yards. Had over 200 yards on the day. Javon Baker, 3 for 29 at TD. Hunter Henry, 3 for 39 at TD. Demario Douglas, 3 for 37. Not a bad day for a day that was super rainy. Sacks-wise, Levi Onwuzurike with 1. Juwan Bentley with the pick. Tackles for loss. What were... oh, Judon really only counted for 1 tackle. Doesn't matter. 7-0, baby. Drake May with the skill point. Further pushing himself into the upper echelon of QBs. Levi Onwuzurike having a pretty solid year with us. Cannot complain about what he's done for us. He's done a lot more than I was expecting. I'm going to guess that Cameron's not done with this game. He is done with this game. He rang out the Saints. He didn't ready up, though. Well, that's all he got for you then, I guess. Big day for us. Antonio Gibson finally back into the top 3 rusher category, but obviously we are ahead of game, so we'll have to see where we all play out. I'm excited for next week. I'm excited to hopefully continue this win streak. And I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace.